I remember what it was like to be poor. I remember what it was like to be broke. I remember what it was like to be fat. I remember what it was like to be a loser. And I don't want to be any of those things. So when I start to get burned out, I start to be grateful for the opportunity to even be burned out. I start to say, yeah, this is hard, but it's so much better than what I had before. You tell yourself you're going to do all these things. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to get my money right. I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this. And you fail to do those things on a daily basis, you are losing confidence in yourself bit by bit by bit by bit. It's like a bank account. You are either putting a deposit in or you are making a withdrawal out. And every single time that you do not keep the promises that you make to yourself, you are making withdrawals, which means your confidence level will always be low. And you have to remember that confidence is built. It's about building an actual stack of evidence that says you are who you say you are. And when you can look at the stack of evidence and say, wait a minute, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, and have a conscious reminder of who you are, you can X out all those feelings at any time you want. We have to keep perspective real, dude. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's not always going to be fun. Yes, it's going to be difficult. Yes, you're going to want to quit over and over and over and over again. But the difference between people who actually build shit and people who say, oh, I could have built shit if I really wanted to, is the fact that they don't quit when shit gets hard. Okay, so this whole idea and culture about burning out and needing to change and all this shit, that's fine, dude. If you really are burned out and you're not happy with your life and you need to change it, fine, change it. Take a mulligan, make the change. But I can tell you this, if you take that fucking mulligan every 2 years when things get hard, you're never gonna achieve anything in your life because it takes longer than that. Motherfucker, everybody had every advantage over us and they have it over you too, but that's no reason for you to not go anyway. Okay, you have to reject the lie that lack of resources is what's holding you back, because it will actually hold you back if you tell yourself that story. So you've got to make the most of what you have. You have to be determined to get more for less. Okay, that's how most entrepreneurs think that are successful. All the ones that you admire, all the ones you look up to, all the people you want to be like, this is how they think. This is how they operate. And here's the reality, guys. When you adopt this mindset, you'll find a way too, because there is no other option. Here's what I think. I don't get burned out, bro, because I don't want to go back to where I came from. I don't give a shit what it takes. Dude, y'all must not hate where the fuck you came from as much as I do. That's real shit. Y'all must not hate being broke as much as I did, because I hate it so much, bro, that I don't care. I get up and I do what I got to do. It's fucking adult shit. It's what I got to do. Suppose it's 8 p.m. at night and you've worked all day long like a dog, all right? But you know that you're gonna have to work through the night too to finish your critical task. You're very tired, you're exhausted, but you know something? You know that at 9 a.m. the next morning, you're gonna get paid $1 million for the work that you do right now. Are you still tired? Yeah, real tired. Do you still make it through the night? I bet you fucking do. I'm under no illusions, bro. There's no illusions in my life.
That's what it is.
Like there's nobody coming to save me. I'm very aware of that. Yeah. I'm very aware that it's on my back every single day, okay? There's actually some sort of weird enjoyment that you get from being so dead tired and then pushing through, because you know that every single person you're competing with, every single person that is pushing on your coattails, every single person who's ahead of the game, further than you, you know that they're quitting when they get tired. And so you get satisfaction. It helps build confidence. It helps build momentum. It helps build you into someone that believes in yourself. And this is an important point of pushing through when you're tired. I have lots of people that depend on me, lots of people with families, lots of people that fucking have futures and dreams and careers. And I take that shit real serious, bro. So it's really hard for me to understand people who say, oh, I'm burned out. Bro, you don't have enough shit to fight for. You don't have enough shit to care about. Because if you actually care for shit more than just yourself, you wouldn't be burned out. You'd say, hey, bro, I'm getting up and going to war for these motherfuckers. See what I'm saying? Yeah. It's hard to feel burned out when you're fighting for the person to your left or the person to the right. Am I sitting here saying, oh, well, you need to run yourself into the dirt? That's not what I'm saying. That's what the politically correct, socially correct people will say. Oh, Andy's saying, run yourself into the dirt till you're dead. That's not what the fuck I'm saying. I'm saying, don't be a weak little bitch. I'm saying that everything great that you've ever looked at in your entire life was built by tired people. And if you want to be one of the great people that builds amazing things, you're going to have to do so tired as well. That is the way it works. And the people who say focus on your strengths and you don't need to worry about your weaknesses, that's not an accurate statement. It's not reality. Because what'll happen is you will get really strong over here in this one area, but this weak part, this part that keeps on taking on water, will end up pulling you back. It'll act as if you're running full speed with a parachute on all the time. So while you don't need to dwell on your weaknesses, you do need to pay them enough attention to where you can handle them to where they don't become a hindrance to the process or the journey that you're on. Are you tired? Are you tired right now? I bet you are a little tired. That's normal. But guess what you can do? You could still act, you could still execute, you could still work, and you could still be successful. In fact, working when you're tired is what is going to make you successful. So fuck off with this bullshit about how tired you are. Nobody cares, and nothing great was ever achieved without of it. It's a part of the recipe. Being tired is a part of the success recipe. So get used to it. When you guys observe people who have been doing something their entire life and you call it a talent, you're actually insulting them because you're discounting the amount of work that they've put in to get to that level. When people come to me and they, young entrepreneurs come and they say, God, dude, you're so good at what you do. You're so talented at what you do. This, that, and the other. You guys should realize that this is a time thing. Yeah. This is not a talent. Like, it's a skill set that you go through by executing day after day after day after day. The reason you aren't getting shit done is not because you lack the time. It's not because you lack the talent. It's not because you lack the knowledge or the experience. The reality is, guys, it's always a mindset issue. You are believing the lies that keep you from being productive, okay? And there's a lot of lies, but let me tell you the big three, okay? Lie number one, I don't have the resources to get this done. What the fuck do you mean? Nobody has the resources to get anything great done. This is the mindset of the vast majority of people. The vast majority of people look around and they look at what they don't have and they say, well, that guy over there had this and this and this going for him, and that's why he's where he is and why I'm not there, okay? And this is also why they never accomplish anything. Because dude, this is a reality that most people are uncomfortable accepting, but it's true. You are in a competition. You may say to yourself, I don't compete with anybody. I only compete with myself. And we see this meme all over the place, right? The only person that you compete with is the version of yourself yesterday. And while that may be true, that is how you should look at it.
It's a great way to look at it, sure.
Because how you're going to beat your external competition is by doing that, okay? But here's what you have to realize about that. That doesn't mean the external competition is make-believe or fake or it doesn't exist. And so a lot of people like to opt out of competition by saying, I'm not competing with you, but you fucking are.
Right.
And that's the reality. Now, there's all kinds of people out there that play business, okay? And what I mean by playing business is it's these people that think they have to have all these things in order to get their business going. They got to have the shiny new latest MacBook Pro 5000 or this special heavyweight stationery paper or a perfect office with their name on the door, okay? These people think that those are the things that actually make them successful. They are the type of people who, when they go on a trip and they go down to the exercise room and they look at the shitty exercise room that the hotel has, they think, man, you know what? I can't really get a workout in, so they do nothing, okay? And that is the opposite mentality of what successful people have, especially if you're in business, bro. You have competitors. These people bro, I'm friends with most of the people I compete with. Most of the dudes that run other companies that are my size or bigger and even a little bit smaller, I'm friends with all those fucking guys. But guess what? I still want to beat them.
Yeah, for sure.
And they want to beat me.
Right.
And when they do beat me, because sometimes they do, you know what I say? Fuck, dude, that's good. I could do that. I could do that better. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you allow these little micro competitions in your own brain to drive your progress forward. Successful people have the mentality of this. I'm going to make the most of what I have because I'm going to get where it is I'm going no matter what happens. They have the mentality they're going to find a way to do more with less. And a lot of people do themselves a disservice because they don't feel comfortable saying that they're competing with people and that they want to win. But the reality is like, that's the way the world works. You could deny it all you want, just like you could deny gravity. We could argue about gravity, bro. You could say it's fucking fake. You could say it's bullshit. You could say it's made up. But if we go stand on the top of the building, we're going to see how much you actually believe that shit, right? Because if you step off the side, you know what's going to happen. You're going to hit the fucking ground.
Gravity going to kick your ass.
And this is no different than when people deny competition. Like, dude, every human being has a competitive nature ingrained in them. And then over the course of time, through schooling, through indoctrination, through propaganda, that, especially recently, the last 20 years, you know, through participation trophies, telling people they're special when they fucking are just like everybody else and all this shit, we have weeded out the competitive nature of humans by the time they're 20 years old. I'm too tired to handle this right now. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Every single great thing that you have ever used, every single product you've ever used, every single building you've ever driven by, every single championship you've ever witnessed, every single great human achievement, every single product that you use on a daily basis was created by people who were tired. That we're all born with that. We're all born with the competitiveness inside of us, and then it's weeded out by society. You know, when we first grow up, when we're, you know, under the age of, you know, let's say 8, we are taught, oh, you could be anything. You could be anything. You could be a doctor. You could be a lawyer. You could be a president. You could be anything, right? But as time goes, by the time you're a senior in high school, they're telling you, like they told me, that you're a fucking idiot. And that, dude, you should just, you know, relegate your dreams to being a regular person.
Time to be realistic.
Yeah, that's right. And so that shit is weeded out of us. Do you know what happens the minute you were born? You start to fucking die. And as you grow up, time and gravity and the elements put a stress on your system. And as the years pass by, you begin the process of slowing down and eventually dying. And every day that you get up, there are forces working to wear you out. This is just called life. This is why we have to eat. This is why we have to exercise. This is why we have to drink water. Okay, this is why we have to build ourselves into a formidable weapon. We have to constantly battle against the breakdown of our own strength, our own energy, and our own mental capacity. And so people come out of school where they should be prepared for actual competition. They come out thinking that competition is immoral, that it's wrong, that it doesn't exist, or that you can opt out of it. And the truth is you cannot opt out of it. Competition is real, and it's real in your job, it's real in your life, it's real in your relationship, okay? How many of you motherfuckers lost a fucking partner in your relationship to somebody else?
That was better, yeah.
We're living in a competitive world. This is the truth. This is the reality. And so when you deny that as reality, you're setting yourself up for a lifetime of fucking beatings. So it's better to embrace it. It's better to understand that, yes, the way I am going to beat my competition is by being better than I was yesterday, but the external competition is a real thing and it does exist. And I have to be better than that or I'm going to fucking lose in all of these areas. I'm trying to tell you that being tired is part of the fucking game. Okay? So it's not a valid excuse. It's normal. It's a constant. It's part of being human. And if you want to be a high achiever, guess what? You're going to have to acclimate yourself to being fucking tired way more than you're not tired. Successful people understand this, guys. Successful people do not use tired as an excuse. In fact, they understand that if they push through the tired, everybody else stops when they're tired. And so by pushing through the tired, you actually create a gap between you and everybody else that you're competing with. And here's another thing that happens when you're tired. Because no one else ever pushes through when they're tired, and because you're someone that always pushes through when you're tired, you learn this unique skill set that allows you to operate at a high level when you're tired. Okay? And that's a huge competitive advantage over everybody else. The bitch voice is that voice inside your head that is always negative, that always tells you why you can't do something or why you shouldn't do something. And the reason the bitch voice is so effective on all of us is because it is the exact voice that knows exactly what to say to get us to pause or to get us to wait or to get us to put off for tomorrow what needs to be done right now. This can wait till tomorrow is one of the most effective lies the bitch voice uses. Why is this so effective? because it's not telling you to give up. It's not saying, hey, bail out on your dreams. It's just telling you to pause until tomorrow, okay? It's not telling you to stop working on your goals. If it did that, you'd be alert to the bitch voice. So it comes in real creepy like, and it tells you, hey, you did enough today. This can be done tomorrow. And that sounds good when you're tired. That sounds good when you're worn out, right? Man, I have done a lot today. I know I didn't finish exactly what I'm supposed to finish, but this can actually wait tomorrow, okay? And this is why it's so effective. I see a lot of people, either they don't believe in themselves or they don't believe they can be great, so they don't try, or, they think they got all the time in the world and they think shit's just going to work out. And like, dude, I know for a fact that's not the case. And it's very frustrating, dude. It's like, dude, imagine if you saw someone that you care about and you saw them standing in the road and an 18-wheeler was coming, and no matter how fucking much you yelled at them, no matter how much you screamed, they couldn't hear you. That's what it's like for me with other people. And one more day leads to another day, and then it leads to another day, and then it leads to a week, and then it leads to a month, and then it leads to years. Guys, this is how I got to be 350 pounds. I told myself I was gonna start every Monday for 4 fucking years. I never started. And the reason I didn't start was because I was told every single day, hey man, you're tired, you're stressed, business is hard, look, we'll tackle this at a later time. Only that little later time accumulates and accumulates and accumulates until we're to a point where the mountain's so big that you're demoralized by the mountain, and then you lose, okay? So it's very important to understand that this excuse, this lie that we tell ourselves about things waiting till tomorrow will ultimately cost you everything. You never start tomorrow. You always wait, and then you end up with a mountain so big you don't even want to climb it. So what's the answer? It's to do it now. If it was more obvious, if the bitch voice was more aggressive, you'd notice it right away and you'd say, hey, the bitch voice is talking to me. Hey, fuck off, bitch voice. That's what you'd say, okay? You might say, oh, I better take action right now because I'm getting talked out of it by my own weakness, which is exactly what's happening. They're just doing it real smooth, okay? And then you would be motivated to go back to work, but that's not the point of the bitch voice. The bitch voice isn't stupid. The bitch voice is not an amateur. The bitch voice knows exactly what to say at exactly the right time to get us to pause and wait and ultimately procrastinate our dreams away, okay? It doesn't want you to feel totally defeated. It doesn't want you to feel totally demoralized, because in your misery, you're gonna find the resolve to start again, only this time, you're going to work that much harder because you know the voice is coming. Action gets results. It's an equation of math. It's 1 + 1 equals motherfucking 2. And if you take action right now, you are that much closer to the place that you're struggling to be, the place that you're angry at yourself for not being, will come to fruition that much faster if you go now. Okay, so you cannot continue to tell yourself over and over and over and over and over again to wait, because there is no better time than now. If you do it now, the results happen faster, and that's what you're ultimately after. The quickest way to get to where you want to go is by taking action right now and continuing to take action and pushing through these lies, especially this one about, I'm going to wait till tomorrow, so that you can make the result happen faster for yourself. Do you want this result to happen when you're 100, or do you want this result to happen a year from now? That's why I get so fucking frustrated. That's why the internet sees me and they're like, what's going on with this guy? Why is he so angry? I'm angry because you guys don't understand what you're actually capable of, and you're the guy standing in the road and I'm the guy screaming at you and you're not hearing what I'm saying. And then they'll say, well, everybody wants different things. Yeah, everybody does want different things now when you're young and you don't have to worry about real shit. But I'm going to tell you, when you're older, you're going to fucking feel differently. And that's real shit. And there's a lot of people that I've grown up with who have had that attitude of, oh, well, it'll all work out. And you know what? Now they're struggling. Now they're having to do a bunch of shit they don't want to do. So when I come on here and I talk to you guys and I get intense and I'm the way I am, it's because I fucking know what the fucking road's like, and I don't want you to get run over by it. When you hear the bitch voice whispering, make sure that you call it out right away. Don't procrastinate. Don't put off your success. Don't delay your win. And remember, the quicker that you act now, the quicker that the results will assimilate and appear in your life. So go right now, all right? These are 3 main lies that fuck up your whole life. They fuck up your whole success and everything that you're trying to become, all right? I don't have the resources to get this done. Bro, nobody has the resources. That's what forces the creativity. That's a skill that you will have a massive advantage with over all of your competitions 10 years from now. I'm too tired to handle this. Man, fuck you. Everybody's tired. That's all I got to say about that. Every single great thing that you've ever looked at in your entire life was created by tired people. Just keep that in mind. This can wait till tomorrow. That's just your own weakness. That's your own weakness telling you to put your success off until tomorrow with no intention of actually following through tomorrow. Okay? It kills your success. It kills your progress. It kills all your dreams and goals. And ultimately, it kills your happiness. So what you're competing with someone that's better funded? So what you're competing with someone with rich parents? So what you're competing with someone with all the shiny new tools and everything that they need to succeed? Those people will use those things as a crutch. And then 10 years from now, when they have to make a creative decision, they won't be able to make it because they never honed the skills, because they were never forced to, because they never understood what it meant to work without actual resources.